All right, so we're going a different route on this Toyota. Still tubbing it, but we're putting a full 4-link suspension in it. This is part of it. I just have it tack welded. All right, so we're going a different route on this Toyota. Still tubbing it, but we're putting a full 4-link suspension in it. This is part of it. I just have it tack welded. I don't have the top bars on, and I still have to set this part up inside the car. But what I have to do now is, because we're going with the full 4-link, I have to cut this out, cut all of this out, going back. So basically it's going to be a straight line. I did basically the same thing on a Datsun 280Z a few years back. So this is basically the same thing, except for that was a full tub. So what I did on this is I got my laser pointer, so I can, there's the laser pointer. So I got a line as to where I have to cut straight back so that everything is straight. So that way, when I get done with it, when I get done cutting, it'll be easier to patch back together. Still like for everything to look clean once I'm done. I would have liked to not put a full 4-link in it, because I would have liked to been able to put a back seat back in it since it was only mini tubbed. But this is the route he wants to go, which is no problem with me, and we'll get it done. Okay, so I cut this out, but after consulting with my father over FaceTime, if you look at how close that is, and I figured I just wanted a second opinion. I figured I'm gonna have to do this, but I cut that, but it's too close for my liking. So what I'm gonna have to do is go under here, and let me grab a light. Gotta go under here. What I'm gonna do is, because that is right over top, this metal here is right over top this rib. I don't want to cut this rib out because that's my reference. This rib is my reference to putting the new frame rails in. So what I'm gonna end up doing is, I'm just gonna try to do this so I can show you guys and gals. I'm gonna split this, narrow it, and bring this side over. So to still have the frame rails, they'll just be narrower, but that'll give me another 2 inches. It'll give me another 2 inch. Yeah, maybe an inch and a half. I haven't measured it yet, but it should give me like an inch and a half. And didn't want to have to go through all that, but if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. That's just how I like to do it. Because again, I don't know how much power this thing gonna end up seeing. Like I said, he's putting a 2JZ turbo in here, so I want it strong. I don't care if he only makes 140 horsepower. I still want it strong, because if I could move these in a little more, but that messes with your stability. This car's already short wheelbase, and I'll let it be close to the center section, so I don't really want to move the brackets in anymore. And on the other side is actually even closer. So I'm going to cut out those unibody frame rails, because it's going to be supported anyway.
basically I'm replacing them anyway, but I'm gonna leave part of it in. But these are the new frame rails on each side. So, guess I'll get to cutting.
Okay, so I cut a strip out of the support rail, and what I'm gonna do is I gotta cut this out. That was for the old setup. Cut that out. But what I'm gonna do is move all of this over to here. So let me see. That is about is the piece that I cut out. Let's see how much I took out of there. Turn the light so I can see. It looks like about just over an inch, right around an inch and an eighth, I think. I don't have my glasses on. Somewhere around there is what I took out. So that should give me enough room for the full length to go through, and I won't have to worry about it hitting. And I took it all the way back because this is where the bolt comes through, right in this area. So I'm gonna take all of this over, and I'll let you see what it looks like once I do that. And I got to do the same thing on this side. I haven't even started on this side yet. All of this has to come out like I did on that side. Now I got this cut out. Let me see if let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, I got this cut out. So now what I'm gonna do is clean all of this up. I gotta take this, cut this where the old mountain bolt went. I'm just gonna cut it the same as the metal, this part, and leave the rest of it in there, so that way I can use that as a guide to go back. So basically, once I cut that off, it's gonna go basically like this, but it, in the right spot. So I'm gonna clean all this up, cut it where I want it, get it where I think it'll fit nice, and go from there. And also, what'll happen is then I'll cut this. Let's shine a light. I'll cut this wherever the other part of this goes. I'll cut this even with it, so that'll give me, if you remember, this was close on this side to the forelink, so I'll probably have it'll probably be right about here now, once I cut everything out. And then this was close to the rear end bolt, so that's why I'm bringing this. Wait a minute. This was close to the front end, to the rear end bolt, so that's why I'm bringing this in also. And then I'll just plate this back in. Okay, so I have it roughed out basically how I want it. You can see how narrow that rib is now. I gotta clean everything up still, but I got it roughed out. See how narrow that is compared to the side that I haven't touched yet. So that's the driver's side. This is the passenger side. So I got it roughed out, and I'll set the rear back in here just to make sure I got clearance on this side. And then I'll make sure I get this side right, then I'll move on to the other side.
Don't forget to like and share. And now it's on to the next one.